Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That belongs to the apostle that was a great millstone. Peace and blessing to Yahweh and pushing his truth out the four winds. Okay, we'll just go in on remain faithful no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Coming to this truth or walk through this truth, whatever your situation may be. If you're just coming in or if you've been in, just remain faithful. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow no circumstances of any situation to have you to where it's neglecting the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. We understand we go through things in life, and sometimes you can, you know what I'm saying, get sidetracked, but it's no excuse, man. I mean, remain faithful no matter what, you know, because we got a job to do, all right? This is James 1:12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." And you love him by keeping his commandments, okay, and doing the works. So, this is what we do to gain salvation. Okay, you remain faithful, and you endure temptation, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why you really shouldn't be having no major ties to nothing in this world, especially if it's something that can basically Satan can use to get a jump on you because he knows that's your weakness. You know what I'm saying? Your enemy studies you, bro. So we gotta our one main tie should be Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, it's understood we have family and things of that nature, but nothing should come in between you and the spirit of the Creator and the Son. Okay, Matthew 10:22, it says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." So you're going to go through things, and what are you supposed to do? Remain faithful. Okay, that's it. You have faith and you remain faithful, man. Revelation 2:10. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life." So, we know torment is coming to some brothers. We know trials and tribulation is it's gonna come to all brothers. All brothers are gonna be tried in the end. Okay, you're gonna have to be proven. You know, you're gonna have to be proven, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna be no easy out. You gotta be tested, bro. Just like with everything. Right now we're practicing, we're rehearsing. What? When the time of tribulation, we're gonna have to be counted worthy, bro. And that's just not on you basically doing nothing. Times are going to come that we're going to be tried. And that's what's going to make or break us. All right? I'm going to go into this little story. This is Acts 6:1. And I'm going to jump to 8 and go to 15. It says, "And in those days, when the number of disciples were multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews, because their widows were neglected in the daily ministration." So the truth was spreading so fast that it started affecting the congregation of the Grecians. Okay, now it's like today, if we have a Christian pastor and we speak to somebody that may walk by where we're located, bringing the word out, and they start spreading their word in the church about, man, it's got these guys out here and they're telling us about the Bible and how everything, and it makes sense. And then those people basically start coming to that camp and listening. And this is why the Grecians were murmuring against the Hebrews, because they were being neglected. Their camp was neglecting them. The people that listened to them were neglecting them. You know, they basically were seeing through the bullshit that they were preaching. All right. And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people. Okay. Then there arose a certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines and Cyrenians and Alexandrians, and of them in Cilicia, Cilicia, and of Asia, disputing with Stephen. Okay, so now they're back and forth with him because this truth is spreading and it's offending people. That takes away from their offering plate. That takes away from their congregation. And then you're dealing with men, you want to prove some other man wrong. So pride takes a place in here. Okay? It says, and they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake. So he basically was just, hey man, boom, 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 precept, precept, and they couldn't do nothing because it's the truth. All right? Then they suborned men which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against the Most High. So now they're lying on him. Okay, now they're lying on him because they can't do nothing. Now they go to certain tactics to basically make the people disbelieve him. Okay, because they couldn't do nothing with the word he was speaking, the truth. It says, and they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes and came upon him and caught him and brought him to the council. Okay, now, what do you think that this right here is about? Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prisons. What comes before prison? A case. Okay? And it says, be faithful unto death. Now we go right back here, and we seen they rounded him up. They rounded Stephen up. Okay? And brought him before council. Voila. And set up false witnesses, which said, this man ceaseth not to speak blasphemous words against this holy place and the law. For we have heard him say that this Yahushua of Nazareth shall destroy this place and shall change the customs which Moses delivered us. Okay? So they're lying on him. They're lying on him. Same thing we looking at today in this hellhole, shithole we live in called Babylon. Okay? And they'll basically say, like, today the laws are not in effect anymore. And you're telling me it is. Okay? So it says, and all that sat in council looking steadfastly on him saw his face as it had been the face of an angel. So they're looking at him, and they're in awe. They're in awe of him. Now I'm jumping to chapter 7. It says, then said the high priest, are these things so? And he said, men, brethren, and fathers, hearken. The power of glory appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia, before he dwelt in Sharon, and said unto him, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred, and go into the land which I shall shew thee. Okay. Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Sharon. And from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into this land wherein ye now dwell. And he gave him none inheritance in it, no, not so much as to set his foot on. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for a possession, and to his seed after him, when as yet he had no child. And the Most High spake on this wise, that this seed should sojourn in a strange land, and they shall bring them into bondage, and entreat them evil 400 years. Okay, that's Egypt. Okay, It says, and the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, saith the Most High. And after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision, and so Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him in the 8th day, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. So he's showing all these things. He's going back to the beginning of this promise, of this land. Okay? He says, and the patriarchs moved with envy, sold Joseph into Egypt, but the Most High was with him, and delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. Now there came a dearth over all the land of Egypt in Shannon, and great affliction, and our father found no sustenance. But when Jacob heard that there was corn in Egypt, he went out our fathers first. And at the second time Joseph was made known to his brethren, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. Then said Joseph and called his father Jacob to him and his kindred. So they found out when the brothers they seen it was a lot of favor with Joseph, with Isaac. So they like came together and like made it like he died, you know, and had his coat like poured something on it, like the blood of something on his coat, and sent him. They basically sold him over. Okay, and then they found out because Isaac was like mourning a lot. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is they wound up going because the food was scarce, and that's why Egypt was so great, because of Joseph, an Israelite. Okay, and all these folks out here talking about we Egyptians and all that, it was only great because of Joseph. Okay, it says so Jacob went down to Egypt and died. Hold on, I must have skipped something. Okay, it says 13, it says, and the second time Joseph was made known to his brethren, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob unto him, and all his kindred, 75 souls. So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers. Okay, and were carried over into Shechem, and laid in the sepulchre of that Abraham brought forth a sum of money of the sons of Emor, the father of Shechem. But when the time of promise drew nigh, which the Most High had sworn unto Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt till another king arose, which knew not Joseph. So now it's wickedness coming. Okay, it was no more favor found. The same dealt subtilly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end they might not live. Okay, in which Moses was born and was exceeding fair, and nourished up in his father's house 3 months. And when he was cast out, Pharaoh's daughter took him up and nursed him for her own son. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and in deeds. And when he was full 40 years old, and came into his heart, boom, into his mind now, to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. So he was awakened into who he really was. Okay? And seeing one of them suffer wrong, he defended him and avenged him that was oppressed, and smote the Egyptian, because he knew he was Israel now. Okay? For he supposed his brethren would have understood how that the Most High by his hand would deliver them, but they understood not, because they seen him as an Egyptian. So he knew he was Israel, but they only seen what they already knew. This man is an Egyptian. Okay, so he don't know that they know, or well, he don't know that they don't know that he's an Israelite or Hebrew. Okay, and the next day he shewed himself unto them as they strove, and would have set them at one again, saying, Sirs, ye are brethren, why do ye wrong one to another? But he that did his neighbor wrong thrust him away, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? Okay, so they're looking at him now like, who are you? You're an Egyptian. And look what he says. Wilt thou kill me as thou didst the Egyptian yesterday? Okay, so they're looking at him like, you can't maneuver like you're a Hebrew, but you're an Egyptian. Because keep in mind, Israel had laws, statutes, and commandments that they dwelt by. Okay, so it's like, man, you just killed your own people. So how you gonna lead me? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna lead me and tell me something and you just basically murder one of your own? But they didn't know that he knew that he was an Israelite now, or Hebrew. Okay? Then fled Moses at this saying, and was a stranger in the land of Midian, where he begat 2 sons. So he left. He kicked rocks. He left. Okay? It says, and when 40 years were expired, there appeared unto him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight. And as he drew near to behold it, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying, I am Yahweh Shem Yahshua of thy fathers, and the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Then Moses trembled and durst not behold. Then said the Lord to him, Put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. Okay? I have seen the affliction of my people which is in Egypt, and have heard their groaning, and I am come down to deliver them, and now come I will send thee unto Egypt. So what we have here now is, all this time passed, now the people were praying that someone would save them out of that condition. All right? Now when Moses go back, they're going to know it's him, because the Lord put that spirit on them now. Okay? It says, this Moses, whom they refused, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge? The same did the Most High send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush. So now the people know, because they're looking for a savior. Okay? That mediator, and this was Moses. It says, and he brought them out after that he had shewed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt, and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness 40 years. So it just fast forwarded the story. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, A prophet shall the Lord your power raise up unto you of your brethren. Okay, so they knew when he went back. Like unto me, him shall ye hear. So he's basically telling these people in council, check this out. Just like Moses had that spirit of deliverance, I have it too. Okay, like unto me, him shall ye hear. So Moses, when he went back, they heard him, because deliverance had to happen. But he's telling them this. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us. So he's basically telling them, look, bro, the same spirit Moses had on him is on me. And this message has to be brought forth. Okay? It says, to whom our fathers would not obey, but thirst him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt. They went right back into those ways after knowing. Okay? Saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us. For as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. He was gone 40 days. Okay? So I'm like, we don't know what's going on with him. So make us gods. And they made a calf in those days to offend, and offer sacrifice unto the idol, and rejoiced in the works of their own hands. Then the Most High turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. O ye house of Israel, have ye suffered to me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness? Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses that ye should make it according to the fashion that he had seen. So they making bullshit. Which also our fathers that came after bought in with Yahushua into the possession of the Gentiles. Same way, bro. Whom the Most High drave out before the face of our fathers into the days of David. So now you got the northern tribes. You got these northern tribes. What do? They went off. Okay? They went off until the days of David. Through David, who came? Yahushua. We knew he was going to bring back the northern and southern kingdom by knocking down the wall of partition. Okay? Whom found favor before the Most High and desired to find a tabernacle for the Most High for Jacob. Okay? It says, but Solomon built him an house, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophets. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me? Saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest? Okay? Basically, you're building these houses with idols in them, and the Lord don't dwell there. Okay? Said heaven and earth is my footstool. But the same way back then, they made these false idols and put them in these places to worship, thinking they're worshiping the Most High, the same way they're doing today when you go in these church houses. So he's telling them, basically, Stephen is telling them, history is repeating itself. Just like you had saviors back then, or mediators to save the people, it's the same way now, and that's what I'm doing. Okay? He says, and they were also in a synagogue. Okay? It says, hath not my hand made all these things? Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? So all the prophets were persecuted for bringing forth the truth, and that's what he's trying to get them to see. Y'all can persecute me all you want. They done it to all the other prophets. Okay? And they have slain them and shewed before of the coming of the just one. All right? It says, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers. So it's inevitable. Who have received the law by the dispensation of angels and have not kept it. So you got the righteous works, but you're a hypocrite. You're not keeping none of these things you're saying you keep. Okay? When they heard these things, they were cut to their hearts, because he was basically shitting on them like, bro, y'all some hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? And it say, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. So they gritting their teeth together. They mad. It says, but he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly and saw the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua standing on the right hand of the Most High. And he said, behold, I see the heavens open and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Now, so he's seeing these things. Then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and ran upon him with one accord. Now, if he's seeing these things, he's looking up and he's seeing these things. That shows you right there that he basically started to see his death. Okay, he saw his spirit actually leaving. If he can see spiritual things. Okay? It says, and cast him out of the city and stoned him. But he already seen the glory and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? It says, and the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon the Most High and saying, Lord Yahushua, receive my spirit. Now, if he's being stoned, why isn't he crying in agony? Why isn't he crying in agony? He's spiritually seeing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, bro. He might have not felt none of those licks hitting him. Okay? And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. Now imagine this, bro. We're in a concentration camp. We're being persecuted. We're under a guillotine. And we look up and we see angels standing around us. Or we see the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Didn't he just say all the prophets were persecuted? So this is what's going to take place. That right there, when you see it, bro, you're going to rejoice in your death. So we have to remain faithful no matter what. Even unto death, we have to be faithful, bro. You don't even, I mean, we have no idea that the Lord might actually take us through that just to see the process, and we might not feel no pain whatsoever if someone's stoning us or a guillotine or whatever. Just to see how faithful we gonna remain. Look, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in a furnace, bruh. Hope this was edifying. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostle, and that was a great millstone. Peace and blessing to y'all, pushing truth throughout the four winds. Shalom.